Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 20th of June. So what we got in store today after the fantastic FOMC meeting last night? Anyway, things didn't really change that significantly last night, apart from they've just said they'd be accommodative, which is something that had been said leading into the meeting. However, it went as far with a Q&A, etc., of not wanting to disclose whether a rate cut was discussed, and so we'll have to wait until we see the minutes now for some reason. However, I don't think they want to be bullied at the moment by Trump, and it seems like maybe it's already priced in that we can see a cut in July. Maybe they're just sort of pointing towards that direction, and maybe we'll see a bigger cut in July, but there we are. For now, let's have a look at the euro dollar, and well, it benefited yesterday from that, and it's pushed through this morning. That's pushed through this morning a bit hardish in a sense. It's sort of continued through in the did the evening session there, pulled most of the way back on that. It chopped around for quite a time. It doesn't look so ugly on this time frame as it was in reality. It then pushed up and is continuing in that direction. In fact, yesterday was the first time I didn't get a trade off into the I was looking a bit more bullish on the euro anyway, but I just didn't get a trade because I wasn't around to do it. Basically, even in the car park I couldn't get the same reception to look and watch what was happening. So where from here, we do have a double divergence on the 60-minute euro at the moment, and I'm wondering actually, 60-minute, it has been overbought, but earlier, that was yesterday, it got overbought and worked that off. So we may be a tad overbought in the shorter time frames here. I'm watching it. I'm not a believer necessarily in an immediate push up. I don't like when it pushes up through the Asian session like this. It leaves little to be done during the London session quite often, and we'll see. But I am a little bit more bullish on the euro in the short term. But if this starts breaking over, I will soon return to my natural bearish state. So that's euro. Sorry, I've been bit of time on that. The pound, it's just come out of time frame here to the dailies, and again half solid move there during the Asian session as well. Solid. So putting a bullish pivot swing in with yesterday's close. It's broken through that now. It looks like that monthly pivot may be a target at some point. Where it is, it's solid momentum. The pound was moving pretty solidly yesterday throughout the whole of this. It was moving before the news event. It continued pushing through slowly but steadily. Now there is a divergence sitting across here. In fact, let's just check on the MACD. See, there's not so much there. It's just showing this. The MACD I've got on a slower setting here, and it takes away the wobble factor effectively or the aggressive factor. It's just popped back to the euro for a second. Yeah, see, it's not showing there either. When they both show, it's probably just a confirmation, but it's not showing any divergence on this time frame. But it has on the RSI there, and well, on that basis it might just want to come back towards its 60.21, and that may in itself be a good buy point. We'll wait and see. I'm not quite so sure why this is shoved as it has over the Asian session there, but that's what it's done. Dollar yen, well, as expected really, bearish flag. It's broken out, continued, broken a little bit further than I might have expected. That 107.80 area, it's broken through that now, which is solid in that respect. It is right bang into some support here from the weekly pivots, which may hold fire for a while. And again, if you put the RSI on here, you'll have a bit of a yes. Yes, no, yes. It's got the double divergence as well in the RSI. MACD doesn't show that. Just shows the more aggressive indicators sort of showing there is a bit of divergence. We may see, as I said, pullbacks on all of these back towards their 60.21s, maybe 30.21s in the softer extent. So all three may have some sort of retracement, but those retracements may provide opportunities to buy, or in the case of the yen there, sell. Aussie dollar doesn't look the most convincing on this 60-minute chart. It's just come out here. It has pushed up a bit there, and it's pushing up again at the moment. Solid movement in, but it's just spiky price action. It might eventually get to that weekly pivot. It still looks relatively soft to me in terms of the price action here. A breakdown of the bottom of those trend line that would be going across the lows there might be a more significant sell-off. But you've got to remember the Aussie dollar, they may be cutting rates there next as well. Canadian dollar at last, it got the strength and it's pushing through strong at the moment. It's not one to be trying to do anything with at the moment. Again, it would need retracements to sell into this. So even if you really want to go with the direction of all these moves, and I prefer the Canadian dollar, to me is the right one to have gone and to be moving quite strong. But if you want to be in with these, you need to be looking at a retracement to sell into them. To just sell now is quite risky. Finally, the S&Ps. So as I said, it would, as chances are, it will push up towards that prior highs and that 3,000 point at some stage, and it looks like, well, they haven't cut it, but it's still moving in that direction anyway. We're only 50 pips away from 50 S&P points, I should say. It's 500 big points away from the 3,000 point mark, and back into that territory of new highs over the 2.9. It's not that far from it now. Again, retracements needed. So the story is the same through all of those. You want to get onto the bandwagon. You need to be looking at retracements to be buying into. So that's that. News-wise today, we do have, of course, we've had the Japanese monetary policy statement, I believe, coming out, and the press conference is at 7:30. So that's possibly why we're seeing some of these moves. But throughout the markets as a whole. 9:30 we've got UK retail sales, which is quite a mover normally, and at 12 we've got of course the central the MPC, the central bank, the Bank of England even making their decision. Widely expected that no change there. The thing to watch out today for the Bank of England isn't necessarily that meeting. It's that Carney's speaking at 9 p.m. this evening. So I won't be sitting around waiting for that, but he's delivering the Mansion House dinner. He's said it before, they've got much more of a hawkish tone than any other of the banks, or many of the other banks at the moment, even regardless of Brexit, that the next change may have to be an increase. So there we are. Something to watch out for 12 o'clock. No speech immediately after, so we just left to the summary. So it's not, normally if there's a speech after it, I would expect it more likely got a chance of an increase. I don't think there'll be any increase for sure, or decrease at this stage. So it'll be a bit of dance squib, as they say. Right, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.